URL decided to start their own media. You know what I'm saying? We seen that. We seen a couple things that Hip Hop Is Real has said that was kind of like a little iffy to me. We obviously got the bloggers. What does all of this mean for battle rap media? We're going to talk about it.
D2 is the third and last welcome. At A14, meet X20.
Yo, what up, man? Chris Unbias checking in, man. Back with another blog. Let's talk about battle rap media, man, in terms of like all entities, not just bloggers, but just talk about the whole entire spectrum of battle rap media. I'm going to give y'all a little history lesson. I'm going to take y'all way, way back in the day and bring y'all up full circle and tell you how we got to URL media, what URL media really means, potentially, the pros and cons of the whole thing and just everything. So we gonna go way back. You know what I'm saying? This is for all the new subscribers to my channel. This is for the new battle rap fans that don't know battle rap media. And I'm gonna try to paint this picture of what I know from what I remember about battle rap media. I'm not the expert at all this, but I got a pretty good memory. Back in the day, all right, I came out, I was blogging in 2011. So when I came out and started blogging in 2011, there was really no main bloggers, but there were people that did some sort of battle rap media. You had Undeniable TV. They used to do some battle events. They used to put battlers on camera.
It ain't strange if I hit that angel dust, get my anger up, turn juggernaut, his brain get crushed, shots point blank range, bang, he fucked his soul flying, I'm still firing, even his guardian angels duck.
You had Dux Jackson, who used to be in St. Louis all the time. He used to do a lot of interviews with Verb, Young Ill, Hitman, everybody from the Midwest and St. Louis.
Dude, it's your boy, Captain Martin. Yeah, you should be started off.
You had This Shit Is Hot Son Live. A lot of y'all may or may not remember him, but he used to be at a lot of battle rap events too. Who else did you have? You had
Hollywood the producer. I'm in here with the Lions and the Lions and Dead. New York show, yo. You know what I'm saying? Blue Collar Television. Shirts. You know what I'm saying? Arsenal. Know that.
Blue Collar TV. They used to be getting a lot of ciphers and freestyles and stuff. So you had these different entities that would go around and actually capture some type of battle rap media, some type of battle rap exposure, and give these battle rappers a lane outside of the DVDs. Now, this was around a time where there was really nobody reporting on really any real battle rap from just an everyday standpoint as we know today. You know, I remember when I used to, when I first started blogging, it was around a Conceited and Goods battle. And I remember thinking, because a lot of people said Conceited lost that battle. So I remember thinking like, yo, I really want to see the battle. The only reason why you would know anything about that event was either you had to be from New York, or you could go to Conceited's old battles, like when he battled Arsenal and stuff, and you can look at the comments and they'll be like, yo, Conceited lost the goods. He lost the goods. So I used to come home from work every day, logging on the URL, trying to see when the battle dropped. Because Conceited was my favorite battler. And I distinctly remember that was how battle rap was. Like, you never really knew when a battle would drop. You never got any updates. There was never no media saying like, yo, I spoke to Smack and Smack's supposed to drop it in a couple weeks. You literally would just have to come home and get on the website and see when it dropped. So that was how battle rap media was. I remember a lot of events like Summer Madness and stuff like that. There would be certain people in battle rap, like Brad Butter, like No Mercy, shout out to both of them, that they would do recaps of the event. They would tell you like, this is what happened at Summer Madness 1.
It's your man Brad Butter, Undeniable TV, Brad Butter Films. Just got back from Summer Madness, crazy night. I mean, crazy. I didn't expect to have the stuff that happened to happen. If you was following me on Twitter, you was following me on Facebook, I was running down the battles, just for the people who couldn't make it there. If you live on the other side of the world, you just had to work, it don't matter, just follow Brad Butter, and you would have known what happened.
But those aren't necessarily bloggers, in my opinion. Those are just people that recap a particular event. They didn't really like talk about battle rap on a day-to-day basis. They didn't even really talk about battle rap on a week-to-week basis. So I remember thinking, because the Goods and Conceited battle eventually dropped, and then I think maybe another battle dropped. And I remember thinking, like, yo, there's nobody really telling who won these battles. Every now, like, there were recappers before me, but they weren't really any consistent recappers. There was nobody that was recapping every single battle. So I was just like, sometimes I'll watch a battle, I'll try to find a recap to see if their opinion agreed with my opinion. I couldn't find it. And that's what started me into recapping battles. I said, well, if they don't want to recap the battle, I'll become a recapper. And then I became a battle rap blogger. The reason why I separate myself from like Brad Butter and No Mercy and people that actually did like some early recaps, because they weren't nearly as consistent. They only did battles, recap battles that they went to in person. And a lot of them were the big battles. And also, I did other things. Like I talked all about battle rap. So I would do like a top 5 overrated list. And I would do the top 5 next to blow and stuff like that. So my channel became dedicated to kind of talking about battle rap on a weekly basis, whereas other people just chimed in here and there. So how I got popular wasn't really because I felt like I was the best person for the job or the best blogger. I felt like I was kind of like the one go-to person where you could know that if this battle dropped, Chris Unbias had a recap for it. You couldn't really say that about really anybody else in battle rap because nobody was really giving you any consistency. Nobody was really dedicated to actually being a battle rap blogger. And it wasn't really cool to be a battle rap blogger. I actually had it kind of hard, to be honest with you. I'm from Atlanta. People used to be like, oh, Atlanta is the capital of gays and fuck out of here, this light-skinned gay nigga trying to tell me that I lost a battle. I remember doing a blog called the Top 5 Overrated. I had Goods on there, I had Cortez on there, I had Math on there. I always thought they was overrated. If you look now, I got Goods, Math, and Cortez Untold Truth. The reason why I was able to change the narrative about how they looked at me, because a lot of times they didn't respect my opinion because I was from Atlanta, was going to events. And that's why when you go outside and go to events, it kind of matters a little bit, because if all you do is talk shit behind the camera but you never come outside, battlers don't really respect you. You may get respect from fans. Fans will watch you. You know what I'm saying? Fans will watch you. But the reason why you don't get respect from leagues is because they don't necessarily see you. So when I was coming to events, I would run into Goods, run into Cortez. We would have these conversations about why I had them on the list and stuff like that. And it was never disrespectful. It was just a honest, dialogue between us two. Everybody became cool, and that's how I'm cool with Goods to this day. When I first met him, he'd be like, man, you had me on you thought I was overrated? Like, you bugging. But when I used to debate with these guys, Cortez would call me and ask for my number, call me on the phone and be like, yo, why you think I lost this battle? That was because they would see me, I would come out. And even before I was coming out, when I would still kind of have a little bit of communication with them, it was that I was the only blogger out at the time. So my opinion, although I was from Atlanta, was not that much respected. The consistency made them respect me because they was like, yo, this dude gonna keep talking about battle rap, keep talking about us, keep giving his opinion. And fans started to more and more subscribe. So they knew that somebody was listening to me and somebody was respecting how I felt about battle rap. So that was battle rap media as I know it. I know there's some people I left out. I know things like that, but I'm just trying to bring you up to speed on where we are now. I want to make the video too long. So a lot of y'all know the blogger history. There was me. I started blogging first that I remember out of the main bloggers. Then there was like Jay Black. Then there was Angry Fan, and it was Piper Boy, and then the list goes on of the order. You know what I'm saying? Eventually By the Fly and John Rhines and Battle Truth and all these people eventually started blogging. And it was cool back in the day, man, because I started a Facebook group, and a lot of us used to be in the same group. So Vada was in there before he became the Vada that you know him today, and Jay Black was in there, and Angry Fan was in there, and eventually they grew into their own entities. You know what I'm saying? Piper Boy been around a long time too, but he wasn't. I don't think he was a battle rap blogger before those guys, but he was definitely blogging on YouTube on something else. So Piper Boy has been around a while. I think Piper Boy had like an old channel, but it just wasn't a battle rap channel. But Piper Boy was definitely started to be in that mix as well. So I bring you up to speed to tell you this. There was a time when all the leagues needed battle rap bloggers. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of influence on cards. We had a lot of influence on whether a person was whack, whether a person was good. We could change the narrative of people. If we did enough blogs about you saying how great you are, people started, even if people didn't like you as much, people would be like, you know what? The fans keep saying he's great. I remember there was this big campaign about Danny Myers. You know, like, oh, Danny's doing good. Danny's doing so good. Danny's doing good. Danny's always give 100%. URL was never booking him. Remember, he paid the $12K to Rex. He was never really being on URL. But bloggers was saying, especially Angry Fan was like really pushing Danny, that Danny was so good. And eventually, leagues started to book Danny more, and leagues started to see that. And we had a power of being able to change those narratives. If we said this guy is great and we said it over and over and over again, people started believing it. I remember when Doc came out, I could not stand Doc. The nigga don't even be rhyming. That took on a phenomenon to where people was like, yo, Doc don't even be rhyming.
These lines from Colombia. That mean raw, but the chopper from Texas. But when I cock it, shit look like I'm winding up a chainsaw. But this clip, extra size. Wait, watch how I work them out with a K. Y'all ain't even catch that. Work out with weights, nigga. That's an exercise. I'm a
It just hurts to watch these guys.
Man, there you go with that bullshit.
So it just became one of the things where battle rap bloggers were able to somewhat control how people looked at people because they had such influence with the fans. You also had the radio aspect. So you had Battle Rap Arena, which was very, very crucial to battle rap media. I think Norris don't get enough respect or appreciation for what he brought to Battle Rap Arena, because there was nobody really that was spending three days a week for 2 hours at a time talking about battle rap. And he had classic interviews, bruh. Like some of his old interviews with Verb are classic. They used to paint the picture of the battles we see today. Those interviews would paint narratives and battles. They created battles off of Battle Rap Arena interviews. But that's another lost thing that Norbs did that people don't ever talk about, was how much he was big for Battle Rap Arena. He did not have the first radio show ever. Shout out Boss Chick Rain. Boss Chick Rain had a radio show. It wasn't as big as Battle Rap Arena, but she kind of did her thing. So I don't want to act like Battle Rap Arena was the first, just like I wasn't the very first blogger. Battle Rap Arena was just consistent and more popular. I was consistent and more popular, and that's how we got to those levels. Obviously, after Battle Rap Arena, you had Angry Fans Radio. Angry Fans Radio was super big for battle rap. A lot of stuff. The reason why I know who Snake Eyes is to this day was because of Angry Fan Radio. I never knew who Snake Eyes was until he did a phone battle on Angry Fan Radio, and I knew who Snake Eyes was. That was the power of battle rap media around that time. And then there was like the War Report, and then Three Letterman branched off, and he was doing his thing. And then, you know, eventually you get all the way today to the Black Compass Media, and all these people are branching off from these different entities. So, trying to bring y'all up to speed, Hope, you know, if I'm leaving anybody out, I apologize. I'm doing this with no notes, no nothing, just all off memory. And I remember when, obviously, you had 50. I remember, bro, having way more subscribers than Hip Hop Is Real. Even 15 Minutes of Fame, bro. Like, I remember Hip Hop Is Real was like little pups, bro. They used to come out to events. They could barely get into events and stuff. Like, I was more popular than them as a battle rap blogger. They couldn't even really get into some events. They used to sit outside. You know, they would do interviews almost like a fan. I mean, they are fans, but they would do interviews like they were in awe of people. Even sometimes to this day, they kind of come off a little bit like that. Like, You know, that's why I say that they have the ability to ask harder questions, and I wish they would more, because y'all are basically y'all own brand now. Like back in the day when you used to be happy to interview with Surf, you can ask Surf whatever now. Like you one of the big pups too. But I remember, bro, when they was like literally like sitting outside, barely could get into like URL events. I remember like talking to people that used to tell me this about them and stuff like that. Like yo, they calling about interviews and they get dubbed for interviews and all that. Now it's like hip hop is real. Hit you for an interview, you happy. I respect Knowledge and hip hop is real because they grinded harder than anybody else in terms of getting their numbers up, getting their subscribers up. They came to all the battles, all the leagues, talked to all the battle rappers. They would drive all the way to you just to do an interview. Uncle Ra really wasn't coming out like that. Y'all remember he used to have Heavy Bags. Heavy Bags would come out and do all the interviews for 15 Minutes of Fame.
Man, 15 Minutes of Fame radio, man. We live from Known For, you know what I'm saying? And I finally got to interview Chris Unbias.
What up, man? All the way from ATL down here in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Urban Plaza, Known For. We here, man. If you ain't here, you ain't nowhere. That's what's going on. So eventually P came into the fold. When P came into the fold, he changed a lot of stuff when it came to battle rap media, or at least he wanted to. It didn't necessarily happen, but I remember they really tried to blackball Heavy Bags from URL events, and this is before the whole racial issue stuff that he got involved in. I think, from what I know, P and them wanted like their own media, so they wanted Hip Hop Is Real to be able to cover URL events, and they wanted to kind of push 15 Minutes of Fame to the side, really push Heavy Bags to the side. I don't even think it was about Uncle Rod. I think it was Heavy Bags, because you know Heavy Bags covered King of the Dot too. They ain't really like that.
Yo, 15 Minutes of Fame radio. I'm here. We just finished Blackout. You know, I'm here with the King of the Dot boys, man. First and foremost, from 15 Minutes of Fame radio, I just want to say that, like, yo, the love out here was unconditional, man. You guys held me down. When y'all come to the Jersey East, anything y'all need, man, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Classic event. Let's talk about it, man.
You know what I'm saying? So Heavy Bags kind of floated on both sides. He would go to Queen of the Ring, King of the Dot, URL. So he was building their brand off of going to all these leagues when URL didn't necessarily like that. So they tried to freeze Heavy Bags out. And they didn't really want him coming to events and doing stuff and getting in free and all this kind of stuff. They didn't want that anymore. Uncle Ra has been able to repair that relationship. And that's why you see Uncle Ra at all the events. And Heavy Bags is no longer there anymore. 15 Minutes of Fame. I mean, Hip Hop Is Real obviously grew to where they are, so they're there. Now, back to the bloggers. When I was super cool with URL, they would use my Facebook group and they would use my blogs to actually paint narratives for them and actually promote, which was cool. I didn't mind. Obviously, I love what URL has brought to battle rap. I didn't mind promoting stuff for them. As much as y'all say like, oh, Jay Black is compromised of this, there is a lot about P that likes an anti-blogger or a somewhat negative blogger if it fits their mode. I remember distinctly when Hitman Holla was asking for $25,000 to battle. I remember when he wanted this enormous amount of money. At this time, I think he had maybe been on Wild 'N Out maybe 1 or 2 seasons. He was still big in battle rap, but there was people bigger than him. And they didn't want to pay him that. They wanted to pay him more like 18 to 20. He kind of was on that 25 range. And they knew that Jay Black wouldn't necessarily do a blog saying that Hitman isn't worth $25,000. So they'll be like, yo, you think Hitman worth $25,000? Be like, nah. Like, I don't know why y'all trying to pay Hitman all that money. Now, mind you, this is like after the Conceited battle when he didn't really have like a great battle, him and Conceited. I'm like, I don't know why y'all paying him all that money. I'm doing blogs saying that I feel like Hitman Holla is asking for too much money. And I remember going on Angry Fan Radio and me and Hitman Holla having a debate about that. But you see how like URL wanted to use my willingness to talk about a price for Hitman that actually benefited URL. You know what I'm saying? So I was a kind of blogger that was positive, but I was also, I can be negative. Like I can talk about some bullshit as well. So to them, I was good for that And that's why I used to say battle rap is like a use when they don't really need you no more. It is what it is. So I remember they wanted to book Rosenberg Raw and Glue Easy, mostly because they look alike. Mostly that was mostly the main reason. So I remember them saying like, "Yo, will you blog about it and generate interest in it? And if people like it, if you like it, then other people will like it, and then we can book the battle," because they thought they would get too much backlash. Once again, using the bloggers. URL is at a point now, they're so big in the culture, they don't necessarily need bloggers anymore. They don't need us. We're so popular, we don't really need them. But when it's beneficial for them, they use battle rap media. Y'all remember the whole Ultimate Madness tournament where they were gonna give $2,500 to whoever won the Ultimate Madness tournament. They put all these names in the Ultimate Madness tournament, media people. They even put Vada Fly. They don't even really rock with Vada like that. They had Angry Fan. They can't stand Angry Fan, bro. I'll tell you why they don't like Angry Fan. They put all these people in the battle rap media thing. You know why? Because they knew if you were in this tournament and they were going to pay you money for the winner, that you would blog about it. And if you blog about it, you would be indirectly promoting something for them. You would be saying, "Yo, I'm in this tournament. My first round matchup is New Era Podcast." And then you will talk about it. And then that will be promoting Ultimate Madness, which is what they wanted to do. But they don't. But you see how like they'll add Angry Fan to the tournament, but they don't really rock with Angry Fan. You see how they'll add Vada Fly to the tournament, but they don't really rock with Vada Fly. And you may think, why he's in the tournament? He's in the tournament so that he can talk about it indirectly, but indirectly promote the event. Use. They don't really like him. Why don't they like Angry Fan? Angry Fan had hosted an event, I think in Philadelphia or something, and it was around the same time of Gnome. I think the battle was, or whatever battle was, Charlie Clips versus Tay-Rock, the rematch. So he calls Beasley and he's like, "Yo, I'm still in the area. Why don't you, I want to come to an event." Beasley lets him in for free. If you remember that event, Tay-Rock and Clips did not go down in the venue. It wasn't really URL's fault, to be honest. Like, I think somebody showed up late. It might have been Clips, or the battles got pushed back because people were late. Now, because people were late, the venue still had to close because they had a whole concert after that. So they had to kick people out. And because the time got so packed in, they didn't have time to do that battle. So URL is always trying to get people on stage. But, you got these guys that even the people that are on time, they don't want to go on first. They're like, "Nah, I'm a co-main event. I'm not going on first." But my nigga, you the only nigga in the venue. You need to come. Like, everybody else is still trying to make their way here. A lot of New York rappers that don't use URL transportation, it's just like, "Yo, I'm going to come over." We're late. So the battles kept getting pushed back, and that battle wasn't able to be done. It had to be done later at Tobacco Lounge. Okay. Angry Fan, in their eyes, Angry Fan was big enough in the culture to call Beasley and ask him for a ticket. So why didn't he just ask why the battle didn't go on? Why didn't he ask that? And at least Beasley felt he could at least give him clarification on what happened. At least if you blog about it, you can hear our side of the story. Angry Fan, if you know, he got a history of ranting. Angry Fan left that venue. Angry Fan got in that car. Angry Fan cut that camera on, and he went the fuck off on URL.
Yo, fuck with your boy Angry Fan 007, nigga. Shout out to the whole Angry Fan movement. Y'all see you niggas out there. I'm out here, man. Real shit, man. Let's get right into it. You niggas know what this shit's about. Let's get right into this known for recap. First and foremost, shout out to Beasley, you know what I'm saying? I want to get that out the way. Shout out to Beasley. Check this shit out, my niggas. Yo, let me explain something to you fucking leagues out here, man. If the main event has got to be seen. You cannot have an event where it gets shut down and a main event is not seen. This is the second weekend in a row that I've gone to an event where the main event was not seen. Daylight vs. Bliss Creed was not seen in Philadelphia. Now this shit right here. Like, this don't make no sense. We ain't even see Charlie Clips versus Tay-Rock, and you got niggas flying all over the fucking world to URL to see that battle.
There's no goddamn main event. Bro, they hated him after that, bro. They hated him after. They hated his guts. They hated his guts after that. I ain't gonna front. And I remember Beasley telling me, like, yeah, I'll let this motherfucker in free, and he gets in his car and start ranting. He couldn't even call me and ask me what happened and all this kind of stuff. Cap's video kind of went slightly viral. Like, Vlad TV picked it up, the whole nine. Like, it became like a big deal. So, shout out Angry Fan, though. It became a big deal. Now, but there are numerous interviews with Beasley on Angry Fans Radio, right? But remember, they hate Angry Fan. Now, he didn't rant it about the whole tape, but they'll go on Angry Fan Radio, won't they? And they'll promote whatever event they got going on because he has a platform. So you see how, like, they don't really like Caps, but they'll use Caps because he got a platform that's big enough for them to promote. So battle rap has always been a use. They're at a point now, bring it all full circle. I know I'm going kind of fast, maybe forget some stuff. Bring it all now. They will, they don't necessarily need anything now. They got over 1 million subscribers. They got, bro, it has to be, just think about this. If only 10% of their subscribers, 100,000 people, pay $8 a month for an app, that's $800,000 a month. You got to think at least 10% of their 1 million subscribers are at least subscribed to the app. So URL is making a lot of money, bro. They don't really need bloggers. They don't need media. They don't really need much of anything. They know at the end of the day, you're not going to go through the trouble of unsubscribing from the URL app. Some of y'all don't even know how to unsubscribe from the URL app. But y'all are not going to go through the trouble. So at the end of the day, all they got to do is be quiet. They don't care about any complaints you have. Or you mad about battles not being on YouTube. You mad about no trailers. You mad about this. You mad about certified shooters. You mad about this person, that person. You mad about the twerk, the Nord situation, everything. You still going to pay the $8 a month. So all they got to do is be quiet, say nothing, and you're going to still pay the $8 a month. Then they got the caffeine influx. Jay Black channel is super big now, over 100,000 subscribers. They got other people under their wing, you know what I'm saying? Henny Man and all these other people. And at the end of the day, they have enough people that they align themselves up with to still get promotion. They make Tony Bro a judge. Now they got Black Compass Media under the wing. They do all this stuff. So in order for you to kind of want to be yourself and say what you want to say about URL, RBE, King of the Dot, any league, you got to be completely independent. Otherwise, you're going to be you're going to feel like you affecting somebody with the stuff that you say. They don't need anybody now because they're going to still keep getting these $8 a month. If they want face-offs or whatever. Now, battle rappers have their own caffeine shows and channels. They just send people to do face-offs with DNA. They don't really need nothing else. DNA just do the face-off, put them on his channel, monetize it. At the end of the day, all these people got caffeine deals. They can still get their promotion. While they fall back from promoting battle rap, URL don't do no trailers. Hardly any trailers, bruh. But whenever they drop a card, we still talk about it. So indirectly, they're still getting the promotion that they need. Meanwhile, they're not extending a lot of stuff. They're not spending money on editors and video people and running around town trying to get footage for this battle and this trailer and that trailer. They don't have to do that. They just tell you so-and-so is battling and you're going to pay $8 a month, and that's what it is. Now, let me bring this all full circle back to why the URL media is very interesting. My guess, and this is a very good guess, because you saw Anwar and Rita interviewing people, you know what I'm saying, interviewing Rock, interviewing Verb. I don't think that they're URL's first choice to sit in that chair and interview. They're not popular enough. I mean, people know who they are, but they're not like the best candidates that people will probably think could do the job. Anwar is, obviously, he's an NWX lover, a twerk lover, or whatever, so he's not even the right unbiased person for that job. So I know that there has been other people that they have reached out to try to sit in that chair. You know what I'm saying? I know that for a fact. And, you know, I think URL would like a certain person or a few different people to sit in that chair and do the interviews to give it the credibility that it needs. But this is just something that they just had to do. URL is really in a position, bro, where they could freeze out battle rap media. They could have all the battlers battle on caffeine and battle on the URL app, and then they could take that and then they could do interviews, post-battle interviews, and then they can upload it on their channel, and they don't need 15 minutes of fame, and they don't need Hip Hop Is Real. They don't need none of that, bro. They don't need none of that. They don't need bloggers. They don't need me coming to an event, getting recaps, telling you. Remember I used to go to all these events and tell you how crazy Gnome was and guerrilla warfare? They don't need none of that no more. They're so big, they can control their own media and freeze everybody out. Now, you may say, well, I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's just how business is. And you're absolutely right. Business is very cutthroat. There's nothing wrong with that. It's your material, your lead. You can do whatever you want. Where it's slightly corny is that when you were needing all the media, you needed Hip Hop Is Real, you needed Battle Rap Arena, you needed Angry Fans Radio, you needed my recaps of Gnome. I was like one of the only bloggers going to events. You needed like recaps and untold truths, and you needed these storylines. It was like, oh, we fuck with the media. You know what I'm saying? We need this Ultimate Madness. We put Angry Fan in there. We put Vada Fly in there. We need this and that. But then it's like, you know what? We don't really fuck with battle rap media. We don't really fuck. Now you then got so big, you don't want to fuck with battle rap media. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure P and a lot of you, I'm pretty sure they hate the bloggers, bro. They probably hate a lot of media. You think they like the fact that Hip Hop Is Real can go interview a head ice and he could talk about how Beasley did some sucker shit, and then he can go over to the URL and interview Beasley?
I had to say that because me and Tech 9 battled. They got rid of that, twin. That shit is not even on the internet where you can search the shit. And this what bothers me about y'all deleting that. My mom's died 2 days before I battled Tech 9. Tech 9's sister died the day of the battle.
Damn.
We still did the battle.
Yeah, you never delete that.
How dare you take that down?
Yeah, that's violation.
That's violation at its utmost.
Yeah, that's violation.
I should knock your head off just for that alone.
They don't like all that back and forth. And they really could freeze Hip Hop Is Real out if they wanted to. They could just say, you know what? We got Anwar and Rita. If we really want to, we can put Henny Man in that spot. We got him under the wing. We got Tony Bro under the wing with Black Compass Media. We can put all these people in this spot. We can fly them all out or bring them all out, sit them in that chair and have them do all the interviews. And then in order to interview with Hip Hop Is Real, y'all got to catch up with these people on your own time because we're not allowing you around the Caffeine Studios. They really could do that. I think they really have an issue with the facts. Same like Mav. You know, Mav don't like knowledge going over there and talking to this person and shit on them and then come back and do expert opinion. I don't really think they like catching up with people that's anti-URL. Imagine them interviewing like a Big K or a lot of other people that's like, yo, fuck URL, and they put it out, and then it's like, yo, I'm gonna go over here and kick it with Beasley now.
Fuck URL, tell him I said it. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line. It don't got nothing to do with him, so don't fuck his politics up. Fuck URL. Bill Collector said it. You know what I'm saying?
They probably don't like that back and forth. And I think that it's possible that as big as URL media becomes, they can begin to freeze everyone out of getting interviews at their events, including people that they needed in the past, like Hip Hop Is Real and Uncle Ra. They could freeze them out. Or they could just make Uncle Ra the only person because he don't really dibble and dabble that much. But we just saw Hip Hop Is Real do an interview saying, we don't want to see no interviews online. We want battles. I know that was no bars. You know what I'm saying?
Just give us what we want. We want battles. We don't want them interviews. We don't want them interviews. And if you're going to do the interviews, if you're going to put the battles too, all right, cool. But if it's just interviews and then we get battles every other 2-3 months, nah, fam. Nah, bro.
And shout out No Bar for even being bold enough to do that. But you do rock very heavily with URL. And I don't think Smack and Beasley is just sitting there like, yo, I don't want to fuck with them niggas. It be P, bro. It really do, bro. It be P, bro. P be feeling like, yo, you either rock with us or you don't. We don't need these niggas. That's why he wanted to get rid of heavy bags and shit. Like, it be a lot of him. You know what I'm saying? And he gets into their ear, and then that can control the narrative of what happens moving forward. So P got a lot of power, bro. Like, I'm even hearing like he's booking the females on Kings and Queens. It's not even Debo. It's not even Debo, bro. I'm just talking to RX. I'm like, yo, why you not on Kings and Queens? She like, P don't fuck with me. And it's just like, I thought Debo was doing this. It's like, no. She does a whole show with Debo, bars and brunch. She got a caffeine show with Debo and can't even get on URL. She's standing next to Smack, can't get on URL. And she's just like, yo, you know, Coffee told him not to book me. Told P not to book me. First of all, why would Coffee have any power like that? And why would P even listen to that? And it just lets you know, like, I know some battles that are coming up on for Queen of the Ring. And the females told me they negotiated those battles with P, not Babs and Debo and them. P has hella power over there, bro. He got a lot of power over there. And it wouldn't surprise me at all if somehow we look up one day and it's just like, yo, URL Media has froze out even Hip Hop Is Real. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to watch what you say when you jumping out the window in these interviews and talking crazy and saying what URL should do this and do that, because you're being unbiased, but you can kind of bite the hand that feeds you. Now, you may not. Now, one thing about Hip Hop Is Real and 15 Minutes of Fame, they're so big in the culture that they don't necessarily need. They can pull up on anybody and get interviews. They don't need to get them at an event. When them niggas fly back to New York and stuff, they can pull up on Surf, pull up on Hitman, pull up on this person, that person, wherever, and still get events. They're certified in that, right? They didn't put the work in. Same with bloggers. Oh, you don't want to fuck with me no more? It's cool. I'm still going to do numbers on my channel. You know what I'm saying? But it just, that's where I see battle rap media going, bro. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong. But that's where I see battle rap media going as a way to say, you know what? You know, we all we got, kind of on the whole Nelly slogan. You know what I'm saying? We all we got. And you either rocking with us or you're not rocking with us. And that is how you get compromised media. People are afraid to go against the machine. See, the people that URL has that does the URL media aren't the kind of people that take the URL media to new heights. You know what I'm saying? You kind of got to have somebody with the personality that can take it where it needs to go. And unfortunately, URL doesn't rock with those kind of personalities for whatever reason. They not fucking with Piperboy. They're not fucking with Angry Fan. They don't really rock with me really like that. So you got that out of the way. Even someone that's like in the middle, like a Ben Swayze. Shout out to Ben Swayze and New Era Podcast. They not even rocking with him because he was judging the KOTD Grand Prix. So that alone is going to make them not want to fuck with him just because he did that. So then that leaves you with like D.I. the Henny Man. You know, people that they already got under the wing. And those people aren't going to really kind of be where you need to be and be able to kickstart, because they too much in that mode. You know what I'm saying? They too much in that URL mode. You need somebody that's going to say, oh, nigga, you lost the battle, bro. So that's pretty much the problem. They got to find somebody that the fans fuck with, and that's somebody that's going to keep it all the way 100 in these interviews. You got to have a yin to the yang. If Jay Black is playing the moderator and being nice and cool, you got to have someone that's going to be a little bit to the yang to Jay Black's yin. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be like, yo, bro, the Caffeine say you lost 3-0. What you think? Oh, I think I won. Nah, I don't know, bro. I think I got you losing 2-1. You got to be someone that's going to be honest. URL doesn't have that right now. That's what they need to take battle rap media to new heights. You got to have an honest and person that interviews not from a fan perspective. You know what I'm saying? You can't be interviewing like you happy to be here. You got to be interviewing like they should be happy to be talking to you. You kind of got to like have that reverse mentality. If you have that, you won't be in awe when you finally get a chance to interview these battle rappers. You don't have no problem telling them that they lost. And I'm nowhere near anti-URL, bro. If URL fell off the map today, I'd be hurt because they provide us with 60%, 70% of battle rap. So when you see me talk about URL or Norbs or will he win the law, it's not because I don't rock with URL. Let me be very, very clear. I'm not like one of these niggas. You're not finna get in me hitting these blogs and I'm finna be shitting on Smack and B. I'm never gonna do that really. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's something egregious. But I know that Smack and Beasley and Chico and them and Norbs, and I know they've done a lot for battle rap. So I'm not anti-URL. I just trying to paint this picture of battle rap media where I feel like it can go, a little bit of the history. Y'all guys let me know what y'all think, man. And subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be no hater, man. Don't be no hater, man. Subscribe to the channel. Fuck with your boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm low tier media trying to get my numbers up, man. Fuck with your boy. Holla at your boy.